Hello everybody out there in YouTube land. I'm Packy. Welcome back to Pack Rat's Shack. This is my version of shorts. This is where I take out all of the instruction and give you a quick trip down memory lane from what I began with to where I'm ending. I'm sorry, I just really do not get those less than 1 minute shorts. My brain can't connect. By the time it's connected, it's over and I don't know what I just watched. If any of you out there are like me, you're gonna want just a little bit more. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you just a little bit more so you understand what happened in front of you, but not so much that you don't have time to watch it. Here you can see what I started out with. This is a chest of drawers that was given to me, and you can tell that the finish is horrible. The mirror is not even any good anymore. The back was coming off, so I just totally removed it, and I'm planning on just buying a replacement. I'm scraping off all of the veneer dry that I can, and when that doesn't work anymore, I get out the steamer and I steam the veneers on the outside and any crap on the inside of the drawers to scrape everything off and get it down to the real wood. Now I've moved it downstairs in the basement and I'm taking things apart so that I can get a clear view on everything and I can fix everything that needs to be fixed. There was so much gluing and clamping on this piece that I had to do it in many stages. After everything was glued and clamped and along through the process, I just kept sanding to where everything inside and outside of this unit was sanded smooth. I also cleaned up the inside and fixed any drawer glides that needed to be fixed. And again, you see me sanding more. Now we're trying to level out and smooth out the very top of the dresser. I plan on staining that. I'm not sure on everything else, but I'm starting to work out a plan here. And here we go with more gluing and clamping to get the top all nice and smooth. There was about 5 different locations on the top that needed glued. There was different wood filler that was put into different areas where pieces were missing, and then those were smoothed out by sanding. All of the mirror pieces of wood was sanded down to get the bad finish off so I could restain it. In the inside of this dresser, I sprayed with the clear shellac. I just wanted to seal it up because it was an older piece. This very bottom drawer, I needed to totally rebuild. The only thing that was usable was the drawer front, the face of the drawer. Everything else had to be totally replaced. I've never done this before, so it took me a lot of time to just think and process through and figure out how I was going to do it. I will say this is just one way of doing it. I'm sure there's a lot of more efficient ways of doing it, but it was my first go at it, and I'm proud of myself that I had a good functioning drawer by the time I was done. So I think score on that count. I will say all the work I put into this refinish on this dresser, and I'm sure I didn't write down all of my times. I did try to keep track of it. I put in near 60 hours that I just accounted for. And there was times where I might have spent a little bit of time here and there that I forgot to account for even beyond that. So there's a lot of work put into this that you're just getting shown a huge, huge transition in a 10-minute video. Now I've got all my pieces ready for the drawer and I am rebuilding it. This back piece that is being put in did glue and clamp that, so that became one solid piece. And here, moment of truth. Yay, the drawer fit. After I was done with rebuilding that drawer, of course, I had to go back and make sure all of the other drawers were good. And I took wood filler and filled in all of the areas where drawer glides or holes were in the bottoms of the drawers. And in order to make these drawers function better, where I filled them in with the wood filler, I actually turned them over so that the fresh wood was on the bottom of the drawers where the drawer glides would be. And after all of the gluing and clamping and fixing the drawer bottoms was done, I continued to sand inside and outside of the drawers. I decided to go ahead with a water-based stain, which I used a conditioner first, and then it was the black semi-transparent stain that I used on the dresser top and all of the drawers. And the shell of this piece was all painted in Dixie Belle's chalk mineral paint in the color Coffee Bean, and you can see that's going on right now. Inside of the drawers, I wanted to keep them all nice and fresh and clean after all the work of sanding them down to make them as clean as possible. And here I used Double Mocha, which is where the name of this piece came from, Double Mocha Coffee Bean. Genius, isn't it? Here we're going on with a second coat of the coffee bean, and you can tell that it's enriching the depth. And I'm continuing on with staining the front drawers. And here I'm doing the whole inside of the dresser and the outside of all of the drawers in Howard's Feed and Wax. Here you can see that the 4 bottom drawers that I did do not match the top row of drawers. And the reason there was a space of time between doing those was I hadn't yet decided if I was going to paint the 4 drawer fronts or stain them. When I finally decided to stain them, you know, sometimes you don't get the same technique on a different day, and these took a lot lighter. Even though the directions say you can go in with a second coat and darken the value up, I had learned that it re-wet the first coat that you put on, even with the space of dry time they recommended, and it actually would move things around and smudge it. So here, in order to have that not happen, I sprayed the first coat with a polyacrylic. It set everything. When I went back in to do the second coat, nothing got smudged or moved. It went on really smooth, and it darkened that value just to the point I needed it. To catch you up on the hardware, I cleaned it all. I liked it the way it was, so I just sprayed it with a protective enamel, and I actually did 2 coats of that spray. I did a wipe on poly to all of the stained wood of the piece. And then I went ahead with this boho flower transfer that actually I got a lot of compliments on, even with people who don't really like transfers. I've been complimented on the placement and use of it on this piece. And here you go. This is the final reveal. It's beautiful. I've had so many compliments on it. I think this is the best piece that all of my followers like. And I'm just really tickled with it. I think it turned out beautiful. Thank you all for watching. I hope this time you were able to make it to the end. Not too long, was it? If you haven't yet, please take the time to like and subscribe to my channel. This is how you can help me make my channel grow so I can keep creating content for you to view. I have many ideas, so stay tuned. As always, stay safe out there.
Hey, that's my line.